Hello, I'm Holden Kushner. Welcome into Geico Sportsnet Central. In case you're counting down, and many are, we're just over a day away from the start of Redskins season.
I think you're out of your mind if you're Mel Antonin over here and you want to give him 3 years because he wasn't worth 3 years to begin with, especially in the economy or the market for starting pitchers with the overflow. I don't think that the Orioles need another 3 or 4 starter. They have a wealth of number 3 and 4 starters right now. I'd rather have somebody with upside like a Ubaldo Jimenez.
What about the lack of talent? This team is not as talented as most of the other teams in the National Football League. That's something else to look at. The head coach didn't do his job. The general manager didn't do his job. And then the players, when they were put in that situation, could not take their game to a level to compete with teams that were more talented.
There's too many issues with this team, as you see. The defense is going to have to win them a lot of games. I don't think they can overcome that offensive line, which is still not adapted to the zone blocking scheme, which has not opened up holes for Ray Rice, who is not as explosive as he was last year. He's just not the same player that he was. So a lot of issues right now for this team offensively, and it's just too much for the defense and special teams. I think you got to get to 9 wins to have a chance to win the division. That means they got to go 5-2 down the stretch. This is not a team that's going 5-2 down the stretch. It's just not going to happen. The offense has not gotten it going. The defense is not the same defense they had 10 years ago. It's a very good defense. It's an opportune defense. It's a defense and a special teams, which from time to time can make a big push. But this team's not winning 5 of the last 7 games. I don't see it happening. Well, what are you looking back to? You looking back to the Denver game? Because I really felt like the Denver game, it was their defense which scored some points.
Let's go to Minnesota first.
Let's start with this game. They can't cover the tight end. This is like for the last 20 years now. The tight end has been a position that the Redskins haven't been able to cover. So some major issues on that front. John Carlson beat him up. Christian Ponder, again, we're talking about the worst quarterback to win this week, and he ends up beating your team. It was a matter of time. It was a matter of time until it came to a head between the Shanahans and Griffins. We saw it all offseason long. It's starting to percolate now. It hasn't come down to the fact where Griffin is publicly saying the Shanahans have gotten it wrong, but this is an obvious shot at the coaching staff that said we weren't prepared for this game. Absolutely, that's what he said.
Yes.